What's good, guys? Welcome to today's new episode. Starting the morning off right with a nice little cup of coffee and a Belvita snack. And before we take off and we head over there to the gym, I want to talk about training for a little bit, just because I'm starting to notice, man, you really have to be your own coach all the time. Not only when you're at the gym or sparring, but the things you do off the mat. If you're listening to BJJ content, podcasts, training footage, highlights, etc., you got to be able to put that time in as well. Just because when I first started, I would just go train, right? If it was training at 12, I'll get ready, drive home, forget about it. And I feel like you could potentially leave a lot of gains on the table if you don't understand what you did right and what you did wrong during training. And you really won't know like the true potential you have until you start really trying. And there's no point in going and not trying. And like maybe people think like, hey man, I'm not trying to be a tryhard, I'm just trying to have fun. But if you're trying to make some progress, you're going to have to try. Maybe get out your comfort zone, try things that you're not really used to, and then maybe you'll find something new that you could add to your training or training regimen or stuff like that. Make sure you're getting good sleep. And it's just like a whole process. It's not only just like training a few drills and sparring, but just like the whole aspect of it, like listening to competitors and how they think about training, listening to, professionals, and see where the sport can take you. And I really want to try to dive deeper into that field, just because I feel like there's lots of benefits to understanding the whole aspect of it, not only just jiu-jitsu, but just martial arts in general. There's several ways to go about things, and there's not only one way to reach the top of the mountain. So find what works for you and actually make an effort to do so. And that's something I feel like I really haven't been taking advantage of, just because like we've been recording a lot of our training, and I feel like I don't feel like I analyze the footage as much as I probably should, to be like, oh, I'm doing this wrong, or that went well, how come I don't do that more? And being honest and giving myself honest feedback, just because sometimes it's like maybe it's a little cringy to look back at yourself or to see what mistakes you made and to accept them. But that's reality. That's the truth. And if you want to be able to make a change, you have to do different things, right? So, we're going to head over to our gym, get ready, put our gi on, drink the coffee, and head out. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Or if you guys are a returning viewer, make sure you hit that like button for me. I'd appreciate it very much. Let's have a goal to hit 30 likes on this video. Let's hit 30. I believe in you guys. Let's go. All right, guys, we're out of training. Tough session, not gonna lie. At first, today, like I was doing the warm ups, and I was like, bro, what did I eat? I feel super heavy, felt sore. I'm like, bro, this is gonna be a rough one. And usually after warm ups, I'm like trusting myself, like, yo, we're gonna feel better once we start working on some technique, trying to understand the movement. Because some days, bro, I'm like, bro, I don't understand what's going on. I'm like, okay, gotta do this, that, this. The arm's got to go over here, and I'm like messing it up. I feel like I'm missing something. It feels like I'm in math class. And then sometimes just like, man, what's going on? What's going on today? And then after a while, me just like, okay, we're going to get this. We're going to understand what's going on. And it took some time, but once we got going, we're able to get around it afterwards, and just trying to freaking understand my body, understand, how positions work when you get mounted, when you get closed guard, once you're in half guard, like understanding each position and just not being surprised by stuff. Because in jiu-jitsu, it's like one second you're here, next second you're in a submission, and it's like you have to understand how the brain works, especially under those circumstances. And it's difficult, and I'm trying to get more comfortable with the process and just training. I feel like the best way to get used to it is to just do it all the time. And I really want to start working out, man. I feel like I've been behind the 8 ball when it comes to lifting, just because some days, like I'll get home from jiu-jitsu, I'm like tired. I'm like, okay, I gotta work for a few hours, and then I'll do like some editing. I'll post a couple reels on Instagram, and then I'm like, okay, it's time to go to the gym. But what I've been doing mostly is just like cardio. I'll go on the treadmill, maybe the elliptical if the treadmills are busy, and then I'll just do my 30 minutes. But I feel like I have to start taking my training a little bit more seriously to put some more effort off the mat as well. Just because when you go train, you're there for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and if you want to get substantial amount of progress, you have to be able to put the time in. And if you're come prepared, like say if you're getting ready for a presentation, most likely the presentation is going to be better if you put some time in beforehand and practicing your presentation, understanding it, putting it into your subconscious, and when it's time to perform or get the presentation done, you do it smoothly and you don't have any doubts in your mind. And sometimes when I compete, if I have doubts in my mind and I feel like it's not going to go my way, it's too late. This stuff is too fast paced, and once you have those things in your mind, it's hard to break free of those shackles. So yeah, man, just start working out, maybe getting some lifts, maybe like 2 or 3 times a week. I have a little gym at the crib, so I mean I could just go upstairs and get a few lifts in, but I just want to make sure it's like functional. A lot of people are big advocates of like kettlebell swings and these type of functional movements, and maybe we'll start dabbling here and there and see what it's like. I really enjoyed powerlifting for a long time, but my form just wasn't there. Like it was like that needed more work than just like trying to get the numbers up on a bench or squat, right? Like I felt like I didn't take my form seriously. And the same thing goes with training jiu-jitsu, any martial arts. Like you want to make sure you have the form down, and once you have like the fundamentals and basics down, you're able to adapt how things work for you. For example, we got Dricus Duplessis. He's like known for having like this crazy unorthodox style, right? It's like he doesn't even know. It looks like he hasn't even been to a gym, but he's been kickboxing and boxing his whole life, doing judo. He was like 8 or something, and he's like, you look at his form, it's like, oh, this guy doesn't know a technique, but he really adapted his fighting style to him, so it's hard to prepare to fight him. And you got like people like Israel Adesanya, Sean Strickland, who are really stylistically on point, and they're at the highest level. And it's hard to prepare for someone who's been working on something that they created themselves. It's hard to mimic that same stuff. Not saying it can't be beaten, but it's hard to dissect it and understand it. If you have like if you're going against someone who's like traditional and they learn stuff like from point A to point B, you kind of understand the movements and patterns, because most people they'll train like that. They'll train like from point A to point B, but it's just more difficult to understand that type of that unorthodox style. Same thing with Alex Pereira. You see him shadow box. A lot of people make fun of his shadow boxing, but he's knocking dudes out every time. So just be on the lookout for that stuff, man. But besides that, feeling pretty good. Got to ice like my elbow. Like I said from the other day, like I got in this arm bar, got out of it, but man, feel like you know what I mean? So gotta make sure taking care of that stuff as well. So thank you guys for listening to me. I know I'll be talking sometimes, but hope you guys have a great day. Appreciate all of you guys. Make sure you guys like, sub, and let's get that 30 likes, bro. Let's get it. Talk to you guys tomorrow's ep. Peace.